What's up with it, y'all? Peter Pac-Man with Rip, Pack, and Slab. Oh, but see, I lied. I said I was gonna buzz them in. I was gonna leave them in the waiting room. I'm still getting used to this thing, but y'all here with me, so we can rock it out like this. We're not gonna wait to get to the waiting room. Right here in front of us, we have two gentlemen that I'm not even gonna front and act like I've known my whole life or I've known throughout the hobby. We may be a few months in, and it's because Jay took the time to reach out. Really, you know what I mean. A lot of the relationships that we've been able to build in the hobby is because other people have reached out. We reach out too, but other people reach out and really share that energy that we absorb and that we like too. And Pull My Card was one of the even though it was 3 months ago, it always feels like the first time when somebody does it, just because of the way you make us feel, you make me feel, you add value to our lives just off the conversations we have, whether it's off the hobby or not the hobby. I was gonna start the show off with a little song that we did, you know what I'm saying? So people kind of got a little bit little intro to these guys right here. You know what I mean?
Sir, he
Sorry,
certified heat.
you can't pull my car. We bring you closer to hobby culture by far. We drive ours and show fly cards. Then we lobby. Take the out the lobby.
Yeah.
Do what? Uh-huh. It is.
To everybody.
Let me for you. I'm dyslexic. Got boo food that's by us for you.
Yeah. We ripping all day for other people.
Yeah, yeah. Show your slabs will show you. Got a show too.
Yeah.
The kid reporter, he the Houston Rocket and the hobby top scorer. Hey, we gonna pull your credit before you ever pull our card. Hey man, welcome to the show, y'all.
Man.
Thank you for being on. I'll let y'all kick it off. Introduce yourself however you see fit. The stage is yours. Go ahead, man.
All right. Well, this is 2/3 of Pull My Card here. Even though it's a collective thing, we're more than just three people. We got a little Rome here, the kid reporter, and I'm Joe.
Yeah.
And I just like to say, first and foremost, man, I just I admire what you guys do, man. You I'm a music head, bro, so I'm not just gonna jam somebody just because it gotta really have some heat with it. And what you guys bring is unique as it is. The bars are still ridiculous, man.
Right on, right on. We appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. A lot of people, I was just talking to Wiz the Collector, retail god Wiz out of ATL, but he traveled everywhere to these shows. And a lot of people don't think we actually collect cards or we're in the hobby. They still look at the music as a gimmick or something. But if you listen to the words, you'll see that we do a whole lot more than collecting. You know what I mean? You really got to collect to really understand what we're saying. It started off as a gimmick, but it's turned into real therapy and something we've been able to share with a whole bunch of people. Originally, we wanted to share it with ourselves, but now a whole bunch of people are enjoying it, and we're going to see what it creates from there. It definitely brought us together, so I'm thankful for that. You know what I mean?
Listen, you said to me the other day, we need other people in it for it to be a genre. So it's common, bro. Every time I get to hearing a beat, I start thinking of stuff. You see me, I'll text you some stuff here and there just on some bar type stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
It's real, man. It's infectious, especially if you connect it to the hobby, bro.
Especially, and then what happens is more people get into it, right? And they say, well, cards isn't me, shoes, I do shoes, or I do toys, or I like to wash dishes. Well, write about that then. That's a hobby. Do whatever you do. You know what I mean? You build cars, you play with action figures. I play with action figures still with my kids. So if I ever stop rapping about cards, it's straight to toys. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I'm gonna pick up a toy bar for sure, for sure.
And hey, it's a lane for that, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So, man, a question we like to open up, and I'm gonna ask Young Rome and you, Jay, both of these questions, the same question rather, and it's if you can create your own trading card today, right now, on the spot, right, and on this trading card is somebody who you admire, somebody who's inspired you, um, somebody that you want to give your flowers to today, next week or next month, next year, when you back on the show, we're gonna ask the same question. You may want to give somebody else their flowers. But today, young Rome, if there's one person you would put on a trading card, this is your trading card. You can pick anybody. It can be family, school, coach. You know what I mean? It can be an entertainer, an athlete, whoever you would want to put on a trading card. Who would you put on a trading card and why, Rome?
My grandpa.
Why?
He influenced me for a lot. My dad too. Can I put two people or just one?
You could put two people. Of course, you could do. This is your card. This is your card.
My dad influenced me to play basketball, and I've been loving it ever since I was like 3 or 2 years old.
So you hoop. You like to hoop. Who your favorite basketball player?
My favorite basketball player is Kobe.
Kobe. Do you PC Kobe too? You collect Kobe cards too?
Yeah, I have a few.
Oh, okay. So you in there. You in there for real, for real. Yeah. Okay. So grandpa and pop, you putting on that trading card?
Yeah.
That's what's up. All right, Jay. That's an honor right there, man. We all want to hear that. I'm not gonna lie. You can't coach that up. That really got to come from the heart. So shout out to you for being that, and shout out to Grandpa. Is this pops you talking about? He talking about your pops? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see, so it runs in the genes, man. It runs in the sets. It gets passed down every year. You know what I'm saying? Every generation. So who is it for you, Joe? Who's that person or persons that you putting on that trading card?
I mean, I would have to piggyback my son, bro, and go with him and my dad, because my dad influenced the investor in me, because we both know that's a big part of this game that we're in. It's a hobby, but it's a hobby that can pay off if you do things the right way. So that instilling that part of me into me, as well as my son, and that fire, bro. You got kids, man. That fire that him and my daughter instilled in me to just get up and get it, man, and by any means necessary, and not taking no for an answer. Just just building, sort of like you guys. I'm never the open the door person. I'm the build the door person.
Yeah. Yep, and leave it wide open for everybody else to get in that thing too. Yep,
Yes,
then
sir.
lock it up real safe because can't nobody mess it up too. For real. So you mentioned your son, you mentioned your daughter. By now, people know you a family man. So you can start with right now and then take it back from us. Where are you currently right now? And then where did you grow up? You know what I mean? That whole story. Where did you grow up? How was your childhood? Who was in the household? Whatever you want to share. Just want to paint the picture for those out there. You know how relatable we really are to everybody.
Okay, yes, sir, yes, sir. I'm from Beaumont, Texas. BMT, Big Money. My brother from another big perk put us on the map. So I'm currently in Houston, Texas, in a suburb in Katy, a little bit outside. But yeah, that's where we rocking now, man. But Beaumont is where I grew up. That's where the passion grew. Paul's bookstore, to be specific, is where the collecting started. It's still there. It's not Paul's bookstore no more. I think it's a liquor store now. But that's where the hobby started for me, man. And yeah, that's what continued my son, the passion of hooping. I don't push that on him. I put it there, and he grabbed that, as well as he gravitated to collecting. He started asking me to buy cards for him. I hadn't even showed him my collection, but he didn't even know I had a collection, and it just grew from there. And before the pandemic started, so we got in, with him as a collector before the craziness really started. So we got to see both sides of it, as well as he got to see that, dang, I can't get cards no more. Where used to just go and easily grab a few packs, and rip them. But the climate we're in today, it's a little bit more difficult to make that happen.
Yeah, it is. It is. So you said it was Paul's bookstore. Was that the name of it? And
Yes,
this was
sir.
in Beaumont. This was in Beaumont, Texas. And
Sir.
just to give people an idea, around what age was this when you first walked into Paul's and you bought your first pack? And
Man.
who are you with? And who are you with? You have a story about that?
Oh, yeah, I definitely have a story about it because I was thinking about this the other day, like on some rapping stuff, thinking like, okay, how I put this into a situation. Because so for me, I didn't, I we shot dice, we played jacks, So we had the little Sam, what was them? The little army man, bro. We played jacks with them, and we would collect.
Yeah, the little plastic army men, right? That stand up and stuff like that. Yeah,
That
yeah.
was all a part of the little with the cards. All of that was a part of what I had going at like 9 through 11. So at some point, maybe the 11-year-olds in the group figured out that these cards are worth something, and they got me. I'm just leave it like that. They got me. They would give me something that wasn't worth what them cars was for, and I would trade it, not knowing, being a little kid, maybe some candy or some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But then I learned the value of it when I started playing ball, and I would walk with a buddy of mine. His name is TP, and he lived on the route. His house, Paul's bookstore, was on the route to his house. So we stopped in there, and that's when, you could get some cold cards for like $3-4, So I started picking up those, the ones that meant something, and started learning the value of them. The guy in there would like share knowledge on what was going on in the hobby and what it really was versus me just having cards.
Yeah, yeah. And all this was Paul. And when you said it turned into a liquor store, how long was Paul's bookstore active? And then was there any other places you can go or that you went to get cards?
Not in Beaumont, not on my side of town.
Okay.
Not near the mall or something, possibly, but where I was at, that was it. Paul's lasted a while, maybe a decade or maybe 10, 15 years ago, it stopped, but it was a little bit, well after I was out of school.
Okay. So when I was 9, 11, that had to be around 92, 93, 94, around there. I'm not gonna lie, we had options. I grew up in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. I think we were probably living in Berkeley or somewhere else at the time. And we had options, man. We can go to 7-Eleven, we can go to any store. We had a local card shops that we would go to, flea markets. I mean, the cards were there. You turn around, and I was privileged in my own right because my parents felt like the money that they worked hard for, I can use a portion of that to go buy cards and things like that. You know what I'm saying? They had, you feel me? So I always tell people, we all have our own privileges, even though we may not have the same privileges as everybody. We have privileges that we can use to give back, you know what I mean, and share our stories or whatnot. Rome, what about you, bro? Where do you go when you need cards? When you want to find cards today, what are your go-to spots?
Walmart, Target, and eBay.
And where do you find the most success? Where do you find the most cards?
eBay. Walmart, Target. They restock sometimes, but then it's all gone. Like all the cards, you can only find Chronicles there. Like only Chronicles. Where's the box at? We have Chronicles that we pulled for $15.
Yeah.
And we pulled where is it?
You can't get out the camera. You gotta stay with him.
Yeah, he good. He good. He gonna go get the product. He good. The people want to see the product. He know what he doing. Hey, but that's cold. You see how while he was saying it, he was shaking his head for all three of them. Like, man, this is where I go, but it's all bad. It be dry. It's ugly. He said Walmart, Target, dry. And if I go to eBay, I got to pay the tax on that. So he was shaking his head like he already know the game.
Yeah, he know where to go to.
Yeah.
Secure it. He got the same one, Ron.
Wait, what?
He had the same pack.
This pack?
Yep.
What pack is that?
That's the one we showed at the Negro League, the 100-year anniversary.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. I had grabbed that not too long ago. Man, where did I put that? I can't remember. What's the name of that company again? We got to give them a shout out one time. That's a solid company.
Parkside. Yeah, Parkside.
Yeah, Parkside. Shout out Parkside. I forget the gentleman's name. I met the CEO or co-owner on Clubhouse, but he's a real cool dude. The why and the story behind the product is real relatable, and it's you could get your hands on it for sure. And he has other products inside of Target and Walmart, I believe. So, I believe too. So
Yes.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the big three. He does
Yeah,
too. So we have a couple boxes of those as well, man, from the inaugural year and the second year. So it's doing big, man. They some nice cars as well.
they are. They are. Rome, when you see these other cars that's not Panini or not Tops, if you saw these cards on shelves moving forward, would you buy them if they had your athletes on them? Would you like to rip those too?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you would. If Parkside had Kobe Bryant cards in there, you would chase them things.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, even if he didn't have a real Laker jersey on.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I do have a Kobe jersey, right? The black one.
Hmm. Yeah, but even if it was just something art, a different type of art, with Kobe.
I would still buy it because it's Kobe.
Because it's Kobe. You just want that Kobe, right? So, Rome, when you open up a pack, can you kind of walk us through? Because first of all, let me give you your shout outs, bro. Let me give you your flowers. I work with kids. I'm the dean of student. How old are you, Rome?
9, turning
Nine.
10 February
What are you? fifth grade?
4th.
Third. Oh, fourth. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I always be a year behind too. Don't worry about it. I know how that is. I be a year behind and I call the wrong name of my kids when I need them. I just shout somebody's name and they all better show up. But Rome, one thing I don't think a lot of adults understand is that children, right? Children go through a lot of emotions and feelings on a day-to-day basis. Not even talking about the hobby. Like you have your dad there, you have a nice family, right? You probably get breakfast and things like that. You get fed every night, but there are kids around the world who don't get fed every night and they still got to go to school. They got to wake up and they got to go to class. But let's just talk about you. Just because you have a happy home, you still have your feelings and emotions and things that you go through. You still have things, fears that you're overcoming. You still have things that you're learning, right? So on a day-to-day basis, it's just outside the hobby. What kind of things do you feel as a young man today in this world? Like when you're going to school, how do you feel?
Happy most of the time, but when I have a test, it's like, no, I don't want
Yeah.
to.
Okay. Yeah. And what kind of feelings come up when it's test time?
Scared that I'm gonna fail, but I always pass. Always. I always try my hardest to get a good grade and stuff.
Always, always, right? Yep. So there's a lot of fears. Are you ever, I know it may not be you, but there are some kids. Do you ever get afraid to read in front of the class or to raise your hand and answer a question?
I get the goosebumps when I do that.
Yeah, yeah, right. And there's a whole bunch of other things that kids are thinking of that adults we forgot that we were thinking of the same way when we were kids. Of this person looking at me, how does this person thinking? What is this and that? All these distractions, but it sounds like Pops got your head on straight because you focused on yourself, right? You're focused on being the best you can. You're focused on, even though it's something you're scared, you're afraid of, you're gonna overcome it. You know what I mean? It's okay to feel afraid. You're supposed to feel afraid and scared. That's how you know whether you're going to run or whether you're going to overcome it. You know what I mean? That's healthy. Now when you open up a pack of cards, what kind of feelings and emotions come to you?
I get the best emotion. I get the best feeling. I don't care if it's a trash card. I'm just happy to be opening it.
We got
Hey,
some for him to open right here. We'll let him open a couple packs if you down with it.
yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Hey, I love that reaction. When I asked him where he got his cards from, his shoulders were down, his head was down. He said it with a smile, but he like, man, it's hard out here in these hobby streets. But then when I asked him how he felt when he actually get his hands on that pack and he rip it, he said, man, what? I don't care who I hit. As long as I'm ripping, man, that's that nostalgia that we had, Rome. That's that feeling we had when we were kids, when we ripped open packs. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what I was doing when I was ripping open packs. I had Jordan inserts that were worth a lot, that's worth a lot of money today that I was throwing on the ground and using pinning on my wall with a thumbtack. You
Man,
know what I mean? But because the value was in the feeling for me. The value was in the moment for me as a kid. I didn't know that. I couldn't express that. Nobody asked me that as a kid, but that's really what it was. I didn't care or know about anything else. We didn't have slabs back in our day. You know what I mean?
no, exactly. Sure didn't.
What box you got there? What is that? What you ripping, Ron?
The Steph Curry.
Just the
What
Don
year is that?
2020, 2021.
I've been looking for LaMelos in a whole bunch of packs, but we pulled one in the Chronicles.
Right. But
Okay.
I couldn't find it. So
what you looking for?
I'm looking
Mike
for
Jones, what's up?
orange laser, and purple laser.
Yeah.
And what does it say right there? Blaster exclusive jersey card.
Okay, that's what we about to get then. We about to get one of them. Mike Jones, what's up? Mike Jones. I always see Mike Jones on every hobby talk podcast. Mike Jones is a real hobby supporter across the board. Shout out Mike Jones. He in the room right now. A lot of people not going to be in the room because this is a spontaneous thing. I hit Jay up literally yesterday. Like, bro, what's up? Let's get on. Let's get this started. I didn't want to wait. If people want to see it, they can always go back on YouTube and watch it again. I don't want it to be rehearsed. I want it to be just real organic. You know what I mean? It's not going to be the last time. It's just the first time we on chopping it up. So I just wanted to get it started, and it couldn't have been even better because Rome here and Rome ripping on the live. So we about to see what we hitting, what we pulling here.
Okay. What you got the
Jaren Jackson.
And who do you have any favorite players today? Who your favorite player today, Ron?
that play right now?
That player right now?
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That boy on something different.
Yeah, that's a good one.
How do you pronounce your name?
My Tissy. I don't know this cat either. There you go.
Like Naka would say, "Whoo!" Joe, who was your favorite player growing up when you were Rome age? Who were your players that you were looking up to? What was your generation like?
Oh man, you already know MJ, fade away, perfect. The Hemington, and then the other Hemington, number 8/24. I'm a player person. I rock with player teams. So it was Jordan, so I was rocking with the Bulls. It was Kobe, so I was rocking with the Lakers. Then Perk got drafted, and then I had to start rocking with the C's. So throughout his career, I rocked with the C's in OKC. And then after he fell off, far as off of the league and retired, then it was back to Braun, and I've been riding Braun ever since. That's my guy.
Yeah, see, yeah. When I was younger, I was my favorite players were Sprewell and GP. So I wasn't, even though I'm from the Bay Area, I wasn't a Warriors fan. I was a Seattle Supersonic fan because I love Gary Payton, but I just love Sprewell swag. Like Sprewell and GP to me kind of had that same kind of swag. So those were my PCs growing up. In Seattle, the Sonics was my favorite team. So while I admire Jordan and know his goatness and greatness, he wasn't my favorite player like that, bruh. Because you know, I was losing money in 7th, 8th grade, losing in the finals to Jordan and them, really thinking I'm gonna win. You know what I mean? I really believed Seattle was gonna beat them Bulls, and still believe that we should have beat them Bulls if it wasn't for some scary players on that team. But
everybody else shut down. Hawkins, you can see none of him.
Yeah, you mentioned Hawkins shut down, Shrimp shut down, Irvin Johnson shut down. It was Perkins, Kemp, and GP, and that's it for the whole series, man. It was horrible. You mentioned Kendrick Perkins though, KP. I got a buddy who I met. I was living out in Austin, Texas for a few years, maybe from like I can't even remember, 08 to 2011 type thing. Living in Austin. My oldest son, he's 12. He was actually born in Austin, Texas. And when I was out there, it was right after I was playing college ball out here. I had moved out there on a fluke thing with my ex-wife now, but my two oldest kids' mother. And I was fresh. I was playing hoop out here. I had some D2 offers on the table. You know what I mean? I was a little bit older when I went back to school. I went back to college when I was 23, 24. So I was a
Right.
little bit more seasoned than everybody else, but everybody in college there was people older than me. That's what I learned. So I had put that on the side to kind of just move to Texas. A lot of things were happening in the Bay Area at the time. I lost a lot of friends due to some, you know how it is in these streets. Sometimes it's not the healthiest. And I wasn't never one of those people who ran the streets, but I ran with the guys who did run the streets. Right. So as a 24-year-old man, you start seeing people losing their life off of just being at the wrong place in the wrong time. You got the opportunity to leave and go somewhere and start new. I took that opportunity, you know what I mean? And I left basketball behind. But when I got out to Texas, I still hooped. And I met one of my good friends who's actually from Beaumont, Thad. And he used to give Kendrick Perkins flowers all the time about how real he was outside of hoop, but just the human being he was. And I can tell just by the person Thad was. And I learned that quickly about that's just the culture in Texas. Not everybody, but a lot of bodies are really solid and people first. And really, you know what I'm saying, love first, and they wear that passion on their sleeve. And sometimes it gets mistaken for kindness, weakness, or sometimes aggressiveness. You know what I mean? But when you really in that soil in Texas and you sit down and you accept them foods and them blessings and them graces and them conversations from them kind folks, man, you learn about it. So speak about that transition from having a favorite team, but then seeing somebody who's close to you, because that happened to me. I had a favorite team my whole life. And then when Rip Hamiltop's Javid got drafted to the Detroit Lions, I threw everything away. I used to be a Niner fan. I used to be because it just didn't feel right. Like, how am I going to represent these people I don't know? And I got somebody who I rock with. This is blood. This is this is me. You know what I'm saying? I got to rock with this and nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Talk about that transition and what Kendrick, what KP means to you.
Same thing, man. Same thing. Perk gave me the opportunity to, I was a hooper as well. I went to JUCO, and then I went to Salem State in Massachusetts, which I went there because of Perk. But we was number 3 in the nation, all that kind of stuff. So I could relate to that age thing. I was a freshman. We had a 28-year-old JUCO, bro. So
it was JUCO for me too. Yeah.
So, and from overseas, Slovakia or somewhere.
Yeah, people coming in from everywhere, bro. Certain teams look like NBA teams already. People got D2 and JUCO mixed up. They think it's JUCO and D2 is sometimes meant. Only thing is the size, but guards can play guards in JUCO, D2, and D1. There's no difference. There's no difference,
bro. It's opportunity, and it's a system and a program.
Yeah.
But back to your question with Perk, man. So Perk got drafted out of high school, and I'm a year above him. So I came out of JUCO, and when he got drafted into Boston, and went out there and lived with him in the whole 9. So of course, at that moment, I'm, you know how we rock, we loyal. So even though Kobe was my guy at the time, I had to, shut all that down. I'm a C's, I'm rocking with these boys now. And just the experience, man, everything that Thad mentioned or said about him, God, yeah, A1 dude, man. Just take the shirt off your back, take the shirt off his back literally and give it to you. Watch him so yeah, man, he blessed.
I've heard some stories. I've heard some stories that I never share on, you know what I'm saying? But I've heard some stories about just about how real and protective and just how real he is. Like, he really looked out for people who he considered family, or for people who weren't protected at all. I've heard some real solid stories. That's why I never step out of my box and act like I'm an analytic, or I'm one of these people who's played in the league and got the, you know what I'm saying? There's certain things I can say and I won't say. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And so that's Kendrick is who introduced me to Rick. Rick is a big, that's who the rebuild is with, and Rick is big, man, with charity, man. He opened my eyes to a whole different side of things with giving back and the joy of it. He started
Feed Your City.
Initiative, the Feed Your City Challenge, man, and from there, man, it was a wonderful experience, man. We traveled across the country during COVID time, And although we're still in the new, I like to call it the Marion edition of the COVID right now. We rocking with the B2K. It's too cold. Icebox, you know. But no, man, it was just it's crazy, man. Times are changing, and this COVID is throwing a big wrinkle in the stuff, man. And to sorry to switch the subject, but that just brought that to thought, and I'm glad that it's not gonna slow the conventions and stuff down, because I've been that kind of was worrying me, but I've been reaching out and calling to the people that's putting on all these great shows like the Men Collective that you guys are about to host. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait to rock out with you guys there. And you know, as well as our guy, the Prison Guard, the Culture Collective.
Man, shout out Prism Guy, man. Man, give him his flowers for real, for real. That was literally Prism God and this other gentleman. I don't know his name, but I believe his handle is like MJ23 something, longtime collector. But those were the two brothers, African Americans, who I saw in the hobby really being loved by everybody, moving around, appeared to be loved by everybody, moving around, gravitating, showing that there is a space and place for us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because while my local card shop as a child was very welcoming and hospitable, as I grew up and got older and started going into shops on my own and traveling, it wasn't the same welcoming feeling in every single space. And it was the same when I was got on the social media originally. I was a closet collector my whole life. I didn't want to tell a lot of people. When I did tell people, and when I was younger and had sleepovers, friends who didn't really collect would try and steal my stuff. You know what I mean? And then, you know, growing up, there's certain things like I can't fake. There's certain things you didn't do or didn't talk about because it wasn't cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? And collecting cards in high school, growing up in Oakland, going to school in Oakland, wasn't nothing cool about that. You know what I mean? So while I did it, it wasn't anything I broadcasted. It was therapy for me. It was an escape for me. It was something I do when I wanted to get that feeling that Rome gets when he rips open the pack. You know what I mean? At 16, 17 years old. That's all that was right there.
Man, speaking of Oakland, bro, you're not telling no lies. We did a Feed Your City there with Raphael Sadiq.
Oh, and that's beautiful.
Bro, and literally at the end of it, when we like packing up the stuff we weren't able to give out, it was the craziest robbery I've ever seen in my life, bro. Somebody just stopped right in front of somebody and the other person hit him. He got out like, man, my car, boom, gone that quick. He over there with us. that Oakland ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Man. But shout out, they got some real good people out there that we connected with. And we're gonna be back to do some charitable stuff there again, man. It was a great time, man.
Yeah, that man. Shout out to y'all for that charitable work that y'all do, traveling around. That's exactly what we talk about, using our privileges, right? The privileges that we do have. Some people don't have the money or the capital to give back or write that check. Some people that do, that's what they do, and that's what they're able to do, and we're thankful for that. People are thankful for that. Other people just have time to give, so they're able to give their, put their 10 toes down, give their hands, and that's always for me the best, most gratifying and rewarding way to give back right there. But like I said, any and always, whatever fits you, you know what I mean? And sometimes people don't know, or the time isn't for them right now to give back. They don't know how, they may not be able to. And it's up for us to just accept that as a not right now. And when you are ready, whatever capacity helps you, take care of yourself first. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. You know what I'm saying? We need you first and foremost. So make sure you healthy, make sure you happy. And then when you do have something you want to offer somebody, offer that, man.
Exactly. And that's why some of the rips that we're going to be doing upcoming in 22, a portion of those are going to be, we're going to donate them to charity. And we're going to keep it rolling, man. We're going to get the hobby to give back in more ways than just, wax.
So what I want to get into, we about 30 minutes in. What I want to get into now is specifically y'all, because shout out Pepino, man, who just jumped in here. Ramon, who just jumped in here. Appreciate y'all for being in here. Mike Jones, the real Mike Jones, the real hobby Mike Jones, always present. If there was 10 hobby shows going on right now, Mike Jones would be in each and every one of them. I'm telling you, whenever I'm in the chat, he in the chat. Whenever I'm on the podcast, he's in the chat. Like, he's just always here. I got to get that man his Flowers. Golden Collector, man. Got to give Golden Collector Ramon his flowers too.
Oh,
Ramon was the first person to roll up on RPS, to roll up on me at a show and say, how much does it cost to get y'all there? He was the first person to place value on what we do and what we offer in the hobby, to see the value and to speak that value. You know what I'm saying? So shout out Ramon for putting that energy out there and understanding that value right there for sure. And I know y'all have a strong relationship and partnership as well too, that we're going to speak about. That's exactly what we were going to jump into, because what y'all do is kind of unique, right? You have your son. It's a family oriented type of thing. It extends to the friends who are who are also family, right? And then even beyond that, it extends to our hobby family and things like that. And y'all have some unique ways of engagement and experiences, which we feel how we all want to add our own value, right, in our own ways. So I'll let y'all speak about that, because y'all gonna do it better than me.
yeah, yes, sir. No doubt. We you know, we came together because honestly, bro, it was Rome and Eddie, man. They sparked the fire to like you were talking about, get out that closet per se, far as the hobby and the things that we were into, and like put it out in the world, like the show, you know, like it's never gonna start, nothing's never gonna happen unless you take a step forward. So with there, it was just complete. It was entertainment watching them have a conversation about cards and just about the hobby, and then taking
Watching who? You gotta break it down.
Eddie Curry,
Here we go.
and Rome, yeah, long time pro. You know, everybody know his resume, man. A superstar, man. He did his thing, and he's a collector as well. He's in the hobby, and not only that, he's a great guy. You know, so
Funny too.
he's not he's not the prototypical athlete, far as the way that they kind of come off on people, you know, far as untouchable and not being able to interact with and things of that nature. He's the exact opposite of it. Not as much right now because of the Marion, but you know, once that dies back down, then he'll be back to normal. But their conversation and their how they were interacting, as well as the interaction of others when we go out to buy cards and things of that nature, when they see Eddie. And it's just like the joy in bringing the collected and the collectors together. It's like everybody didn't have that privilege to have Javed as a cousin, or Perk as a boy, or Rick as a boy, or Eddie as a boy. You know, everybody don't have that privilege. And as simple as it might be, or lame for some people that as it might seem, which it isn't, it's like, man, that could be a big thing for somebody in more than one regards. For as confidence, just because the people that I deal with are cut from that same cloth, like Perk is, and Rick is, and Eddie is. So we dealing with good people that give a damn, if, excuse my French, if something's going on with you or something, you know, it ain't like, oh, whatever type of stuff. It's some real people interacting, caring in that exchange with these guys. So with all that, it was, I'm a novice collector in the big scheme of things, because it's way, you know, there's people out there that got know way more, and you know, their collection is way bigger and all of this. But I'm not claiming to be the best or nothing like that. As well as I love you guys quote, it's no rules in the hobby, man. It's no rules. I love that, and it isn't. So with all that, going to the conventions and different things of that nature, that's wonderful. It's a wonderful experience for people to share and to be a part of. But that's not the only thing. You know, it can be way more than that. So that was the ground basis of what we had going and what we were looking to put together. and Rick and Eddie, and they're just big supporters of it, and they're trying to make the movement continue, because they know it's some equity in there, man. It's just the hobby, period.
And that's important, man. That's important. Very important. What Rome, man? Hold on, I just hear some static. Do I sound funny on your end, or is it good?
It's good. I can hear you.
Okay. I think it just went away. I think we good. You mentioned no rules, right? First of all, let me just take it back. I think it's important what y'all have going. The fact that Eddie and Rome and y'all can come together and create, right? Because it's all about creating, and then through that, communities build, and then we're already all a part of a bigger community, which is the hobby. But then now all smaller communities, right? And we all have the same intention to love and grow this hobby in the ways that we each know how to do and add value. Now it just starts making more of an inclusive environment for more people to come in. You got Ramon, you got Eddie, all three different people, Rick, whoever else comes in and adds in. Once somebody new comes in, that culture changes and gets even bigger and better. You know what I mean? And you're able to reach way more people. So shout out for y'all for making that happen.
Yeah, and we came in with in mind that we want to sustain ourselves within the hobby first. We're not trying to act like we're nobody that we're not. So that's when we came together with guys like Daps. We got Dap Sports. We got Show Your Slabs. You know, we got Collector, and of course, you know, last but not least, we got RPS, man.
Hey, all day. That's what it's about, man.
We rocking, man, and that's just some of the people. You know, we got Tim Slab Strong. We got Stan.
Hey, shout out Tim. Shout out my guy Tim, man.
So we got it's another guy in the hobby that I reached out to him here. I don't want to get his handle wrong, but the guy Car Canada. I got to.
Oh yeah, Car Mark Canada. That guy. That's one of the card artists. One of our brilliant innovators and engineers in this space, man. Yeah.
That guy is brilliant. That
guy is
brilliant, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Even Wiz the Collector, man. That guy, we hadn't had a chance to mingle yet, but man, we're a big fan of his as well, man. It's we out here, bro. You know, and this is important, man. I'm proud of you guys for creating this platform, and with the hobby rap, as well as with everything you guys doing.
Yeah, shout out Wiz again. I was watching one of the 1 Mint Collective interviews, and they had Prism God on there, but last week they had Prism Goddess on there, and they asked her, you know, who to look out for in 2022, and you heard Wiz's name dropped in that thing. So we're gonna make sure we drop it again, so it's ringing. So when people see Wiz and Wiz hopping on here, we're gonna link up on here with Wiz this weekend. So me and Wiz gonna shoot hobby talk on here this weekend, man. And that's really what's about. To backtrack a little bit, you mentioned No Rules. We have a song called No Rules. Now that hook was written by Jive. Rip Hamiltops writes the hook. He writes 99.9% of the hooks. You know what I mean? Okay. So I love the hobby because it got no rules. And when he wrote that based off of him watching me and Slab create, whether content or our verses for our songs, right? Because Jive, as much as he's an athlete, if you go to his first YouTube video with Panini ripping with T Hack, and that was his first time ripping cards when he was a rookie in the NFL. So cards really wasn't a part of his journey as a youth. You know what I'm saying? He had his hands in a whole bunch of other hobbies, but cards wasn't one of them for him. You know what I mean? But since the last 2 years, he's been really aggressively studying, and you know what I mean? The music and the comedy makes it more relatable to him and makes it understandable, and that's how he learns, right? So he came up with that hook, No Rules. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I took my kids down to San Diego to visit Legoland for the holidays, and we stopped at another one of a hobby goat, Jake the Greater. He rap, he an engineer, he do card art, he does everything. He's amazing. We stayed with him and his lovely family, his wife and their family. Thank you for having us and being so hospitable. But he shared with me one of his Beckett books that he had from like the early 90s. And the first sentence under how to collect in that Beckett book was, I quote, "Each collection is personal and reflects the individuality of its owner. There are no set rules on how to collect cards. So I've never seen that. If I have, it never stuck in my head. You know what I mean? Of course, I've read Beckett's before growing up and things like that. But Javid for sure, Rip never had a Beckett in his hand to this day. And for him to say the hobby, for him to understand through our music and through our content, that's exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to make people who may not understand it in the way we can understand it, right? By the parallels and the configurations and all that get confusing. So sometimes you need to laugh, or you need to hear it, or you need to just see it in a different way to understand. And that's exactly what our movement is about, is just trying to, cross over and build those bridges that allows people to walk over and visit when they want to, and bring some value and things with them at the same time.
Bro, I honestly, man, it's so dope that I didn't even think about that side of it, man. That's dope, bro. Because you teaching. You really teaching. The rhymes and the bars are so fire. It's just like you can rock to it. But at the end of the day, you giving some real live game.
Some real live game. And one day people gonna write about it. They're gonna dissect it and see, because we've dropped some jewels in there. You know what I mean? And it's time stamped. That's why we on a rush to drop this. We're gonna drop an album in 2022, right out of January, just because we have a lot of music that we haven't dropped from 2020 when we first started in August, and this time stamp. So we drop it now, it's not really gonna hit the same way. It's still cool, but we want to make sure we keep it current and keep the music time stamped. But in between that time, we're gonna be dropping all those unreleased tracks under some junk wax mixtape type thing. But man, whenever you ready to get on the track, Rome, whenever you ready to get on the track, even if you just want to talk on the track, man, hey, we got to make that thing happen, man, for real.
Yes, sir. Say less. It's some hard. It's gonna be hard to live up to what you guys do, but I'm definitely with it.
And it ain't leveling up, man. It's all about the feeling. It's all about having fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. August 2020 was my very first time rapping and hopping on a microphone and rapping.
You told me.
I'm 38 years old. I'm 38 years old. For my whole life, I've had friends and family who were very talented. I've been in studios. I've never once took the peer pressure and got on a mic because I felt I was trash. I didn't have the skill set. Of course, we want to be on stage thinking one day doing something, singing, dancing, acting, performing, being an athlete. We all have that vision and that dream, you know what I mean? But it was never anything I wanted to do. It wasn't until Jav really said, well, let's just have fun with it. Let's just do it for us, because it would be fun if we just did it for us. And we just did it for us, and it was fun. And then other people started saying it was fun. So we said, shoot, let's do it for them too. And then other people started saying it was fun, and other people started doing it. You know what I mean? And hey, so just like with the music, just like with this and everything else, we're gonna assemble the plane as we falling off the cliff.
It's contagious, bro, for sure. For sure. If you in this space, man, and you ain't rocking RPS, man, you tripping, because these guys, man, for real, man, it's you go check them out if you haven't yet. If you here, you watching, and you know what's up. But tell a friend, tell a friend.
Hey, right on for sure. And PullMyCard too. We got people asking if y'all got any t-shirts for sale. Pepino Man wants to know if y'all selling any t-shirts. Where can they, if so, where can they find them at?
Oh, they could we can just jump in the DM. We'll get it. We can get orders shipped out to them. It'll be they're by order. We'll get them pressed up for them. We don't have bulk right now because we switched the logo up. But definitely just DM us. We'll get you taken care of.
And are there any upcoming shows that y'all gonna be at that people can maybe expect to see all that?
Oh yeah, we definitely pulling up on you guys for the Mint Collective, as well as the Culture Collision. Will be at those. Yeah. Houston has a show. I hadn't checked into it too deeply just because I was planning on doing Boston, and it's still up in the air, but we hadn't locked in if we're gonna be there yet. But those other two, we're gonna definitely be there, as well as Houston, because it's local.
Bet. So Mike Jones, you can find him on Instagram it's at the PullMyCard, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. At the PullMyCard, Mike Jones. That's where you can hop in the DMs and introduce yourself. And then if you need some merch or have any questions, yeah, tap in with them guys for sure, for sure,
You
for
already
sure.
know I'm waiting on y'all drop, man, because
Yeah.
I need all that.
I
I
see the
need
jersey.
right.
I see the jersey. I want one of the jerseys for sure.
The
Yeah.
jerseys, yeah, them jerseys, nice. Here go Slab jersey here. They reversible too. So we got home and away jerseys. You know what I mean?
Shorts, the socks, everything, bro. It's all clean. That digital tip, that's sick.
Yeah, it ain't nothing new. You know, some of the stuff we do is new, but it's new to the hobby.
Right.
Shout out, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle, and shout out Idris Sandu, one of the brothers behind this digital art that we have now and digital technology we have. There's several other people, but I know that's the guy that Nip ran up on in Starbucks, and he was doing some crazy stuff on the computer. And we actually had the opportunity, Javin and I, to meet him, and we actually opened up a charitable event in Oakland a few years back. We actually have a nonprofit organization ourselves, a family nonprofit organization that we've had now for a while, the Best Foundation, and we just try and align resources where they need it most. When we hear about it, where we see about it, you know what I mean? And if we're able to make a few phone calls or emails and get our giving community to give back, that's what we try and do. So we're trying to. Yeah. So we're trying to transfer those same energy and vibes to the hobby, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Using our platform to give the hobby the resources like Pull My Card. I had Spitfire on last night. Wiz got sports card collector on tomorrow night. Um, yeah, just trying to bring in as many people as possible again, just so more people can see y'all. People can see Rome. When my kids see Rome on the screen, they're gonna be like, hold on, what's he doing? They're gonna hold on. They're gonna put them controllers down a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna go back to them packs a little bit, which is okay. You know what I'm saying? So
For sure.
Rome, just know too what you're doing, bro, is an inspiration not only to other kids, bro, but to a 38-year-old man like me. When I was your age, if my dad would have said get on, we didn't have any cameras like this back then, but if my dad would have said get on camera, I would have been crying, hiding in the closet like a spoiled little brat, or hiding under a chair because I would have been too afraid. You know what I mean? So shout out to your grandfather, shout out to your father for instilling though that foundation in you. You know what I mean? For you to face your fears. It's not easy being in front of a camera. You know what I mean? When I first started working, I'm 38 now. I first started working with kids when I was 18, and I was a scared little boy. We used to sing camp songs in front of like 50, 60 kids, and I used to hide behind the biggest group I can so I didn't have to be the camp leader that was singing in front of the kids. Like, I'm not shy anymore. Now I'll sing in front of a million people, whether they know who I am or not. I can care less. Nothing embarrasses me anymore. But it wasn't always like that. I had to literally learn how to face my fear. So to see somebody like you, 9 years old, you 9,
Mm-hmm.
facing fears every day. You know what I mean, bro? That's an inspiration right there, just outside the hobby. So thank you for showing your face, sharing a little bit of your story. I look forward to seeing you more, hearing from you more, bro. This definitely isn't going to be the last time we tap in. Man, real soon, you're going to be taking this over. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be one of your ventures and something that you're going to be doing along with any of the other hobbies you want to be great at. You're going to be great in this. You're going to be great in anything you put your hands on and your mind to. Know that. You know what I mean? And I know your dad reminds you of that all the time, but it's real. It's true. Sometimes you need to hear from somebody else. And I'm telling you, everything your dad telling you is facts. It's facts.
And all the car shows, May, June, July, August, I'm gonna be there. Just because I don't have it, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be at most of them.
It's up.
Oh, I pulled this.
What we got? Who's that?
Marcus Artist.
That's one of them blaster exclusives right there?
The orange laser.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
Still got a whole bunch of packs left.
Yeah, we go rip them later. We go rip them later. But man, definitely for you guys, for you, bro, and what you do with them kids, man. I'll be watching you, bro, and you're like, you're a nut, bro. I gotta tell you, bro, you are funny as hell, man. I be dying laughing watching all your reels, bro, for real.
Man, thank you, but it's really not me. As I said, I was 18. I was a scared little boy, bro. It was the 5-year-olds through 18-year-olds and the other adults who weren't afraid, who modeled to me how to face your fears. It was those kids who, man, I went to a private school my whole life, bro. I had my mama pack me a lunch every day that said I love you on the napkin every day. I grew up thinking that everybody got that same note and same napkin. It wasn't until I was 18 years old working in an underprivileged community and seeing kids that don't have. Seeing kids look up to me, bro. I was 18. That's when I stopped sagging. When a little kid came up to me and said, "Hey, you my dad." And
Right.
I didn't understand the impact that had. I literally ran to my lead counselor lady and was like, "What is that? What is he doing? Like, it's too much for me." And she was like, "Nah, you making that impression on him, Pete. You know what I mean?" So I really had to start absorbing the energy for those kids, the fearlessness, the resilient. Kids can go through some trauma, man, and really bounce back or make it appear like they bounce back like it's nothing. So everything you see me do on a daily basis, especially in that community at Montalvin, that's the community that allowed me to mess up. You know, they allowed me to make mistakes. Same way I allow their children to make mistakes. We allow their children to make mistakes, and we hold their hand, whether it's with love or tough love, whatever it is we feel they need. And if we make a mistake, we just admit it. Hey, my bad. I'm sorry. I was wrong when I did that. I was wrong when I said that. You showed me that though. I say that to 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 15-year-olds every single day, adults, you know what I mean? And that's the important part about learning and growing and absorbing that culture and that community and being accepted. So when you see me doing that, it's because all them kids and them families trust me like none other, you know what I mean? And it's through hard years of really putting in the work and building that rapport, just because it felt right, you know what I'm saying, to give back that time and that energy for real, for real.
Right, right. It's easy when it's real and it's genuine, you know. So that's what it is, man. That's
Yeah. So yeah, man, we definitely gonna bring this back and shake this again at another date soon too. We're not gonna wait for 4 or 5 months down the road. Second, one of us has something else jumping. You know, we got a lot of stuff that we've been talking about offline. We won't talk about now, but that we want to bring to the hobby in partnership and collaboration, and just continue to build and grow to get together, learn together more than anything. We talked about some history. I love to get a session on me and you, and maybe we just look online on some history and learn together and break some hobby history. We're learning that we can learn a lot about the hobby and our own personal culture history through the cards, right? So that'll definitely be a session I'd love to get you on for sure.
hey, say the word, man. Say less, I'm there, man. You my guy, man. We rocking.
We rocking the long way, man. I appreciate you, everybody who tapped in. Mike Jones, Rome, Papino, man, thank y'all for tapping in today. If y'all have any questions, y'all could go ahead and shoot any questions right now before we get up off of here. If you have any questions that come up later, feel free to reach out to us anytime. We're always available. If we're not available on demand, we will get back to you for sure. Y'all know how it is. Yeah, y'all got any questions before we get out of here? Rome, you got any questions? Anything you want to ask?
No, I'm good.
All right, all right. Next time we meet, I want you to have at least 3 questions for me.
All right.
And it doesn't have to be about me. It could be about anything, but I want you to pick my brain and try and make me think a little bit.
I have one question. What's the best card you ever pulled in your whole lifetime? The best.
The best card I've ever pulled? Let's see. See, I can't remember any of the cards I pulled when I was younger. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember which cards I pulled or which card my dad bought for me as a single, or because I pulled a lot of cards when I was younger. But in present day, I think just about 2 years ago. So I'll give you a story first. In 2017, when Lonzo was going into the draft, I was chasing Lonzo. So I'm buying hobby boxes left and right, chasing Lonzo, right? And all I keep pulling is De'Aaron Fox and Jason Tatum, and I'm mad.
You throw those cards away? Cause
I got him still. But I'm mad though. I'm like, I want Ball.
Right.
I want Zoe. I don't want no Tatum and no Fox. I want Zoe and
I'm a Boston Celtics fan, so
Hey, but then 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, I had bought a box of a lot of boxes, but I like to hold my wax. I actually opened a box of Prism Fast Break 2017-18 Prism Fast Break, and I pulled a disco dancing Jason Tatum auto, Ricky Otto. So that was probably my favorite, most present pull. But hey, Rome, I really don't rip like that, bro. I love to hold all my wax. Like I like to, like, I'll show you something because it's close right here. Like this box, I paid under $1,000 for, and if you go look at how much this box going for now, that's probably like a 9x, 10x. You know what I mean? So I like I certain stuff I like to see. I got another box too. When I was your age, there were certain, just like now, there's certain stuff that just out of price range. Like I'm not gonna buy certain stuff for my kids. Your dad not gonna buy for you. We can't afford it as much as we want to provide it for you, and we want to give it to you. We can't do it right now, right? So guess what I did, Rome? When I got old enough to buy what I wanted, I bought all of those things that my dad didn't buy me. You know what I mean? So all of those boxes, I like to keep them sealed up because it always makes me feel like I'm a kid again and like my dad saying yes. You know what I mean? So all my Topps Finest boxes from '93, when I couldn't get those $5 packs, I went and bought the whole box for like $100 or $200 so I could just sit on it and look at it whenever I want to. You say what?
I don't got that money.
I don't have that money.
I don't have that money, but I'm working on it.
You working on it?
Yeah.
You working on it? Hey, the more you know, the more you gross. So keep on learning. Keep on learning. See, look at RP. A lot of people. There's a lot of people who. There's several ways you can go about it, but one of the best ways to go about it is to learn, build relationships, bro. You know what I'm saying? Be kind to people. You know what I'm saying? Love yourself more than anything, bro. Love your family, but really just learn how to build relationships. Learn how to allow people to trust you. Learn who to trust and learn how to trust people, and just learn as much as you can, and the money automatically come after that. You know, no matter where your learning classroom is, the money gonna come as long as you have those open ears like you have right now. You know what I mean? And you listen more than you talk. Like me, I talk a lot, so I don't know how much I learned at 38 years old, but at some point I shut my mouth and I listened a lot. You know what I mean? So now that I'm a father and an educator, I just like to make sure I tell those stories because I don't know, Jay, you could relate, bro. When I was 9 through 24, I didn't listen to anything anybody told me, but I remembered it, right? I didn't listen. I was hard-headed.
Right.
But once I moved away from my mom and my dad and I had to live on my own and become a man and I had a kid, then every lesson I was thankful for being alive. And then every lesson that any teacher, adult, father, cousin ever taught me automatically clicked in.
Right.
Like, at 28 though, not at 18, at 28. You know what I mean?
About the same for me. About the same. You don't know until you know. It sounds so cliche, but it takes for you, the person, to go through that and to really that light bulb to click on, man. And once it do, all that other stuff start registering up, like you say, like ting 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 ting. Oh dang, that's why they said don't do that, because you know, like I should have known.
You should have known. They asked Mike Jones asked who's Rome's idol. Oh, them 17, 18 statuses. I was buying cases of those when they were like $40, $50 a pop for the box, per box. That wasn't too long ago. That was about 2 years ago too. Rome asked Mike Jones wants to ask Rome who his idol is. He said it earlier, but I think Mike Jones wasn't on yet. Rome, who's your idol? Who do you collect?
Kobe.
Kobe, the GOAT, the Mamba. Yeah. The Black Mamba, man, the one and only.
That's it.
Yeah, see, people what they gonna understand about this show by now is it's like a Jodeci concert or set. We say at 56 minutes we said bye, but we still talking with an hour, 7 minutes later, an hour and 3 minutes into it.
That's how we do, bro.
That's how we do. When you say bye, you got to say bye 400 times. You know what I'm saying?
Man, me and my wife and all of us would be leaving family house and friends' house. We done hug 5 times. When we gonna actually leave? We gonna hug and dap again. One more time, bro. I'll see you there. See you in a week.
Hey, man, that's how it is. We just enjoy that. That's that energy being exchanged. Right. Naka always say we here for a good time, not a long time. So if that good time is just that exchange and buys and highs and hugs and stories, man, we're gonna allow that to happen. You feel me?
Yes, sir, man. Okay, can't wait, man. Make your next move your best move, man. That's my motto.
Yeah, yeah, always slow motion better than no motion. We're gonna keep it moving though at the same time, one foot in front of the other, you know. Yeah, man. But it's been an hour, so we're gonna just for the people's sake, so they could cut this into segments and watch it. Mike Jones sharing a story. So we're gonna share this story one time just because I seen it. I'm not gonna be a cat and act like I didn't see it. First big card I hit when I got back into the hobby a few months after Kobe passed was a Kobe rookie. Hit it in a repack from an LCS. Wow. So I'll give you see Mike Jones open the story back up again. I'll give you a Kobe story. When Kobe passed, I'm not the type of person that when anybody passes away or even on birthdays, even for my family and things, I don't do a lot of celebrating online. I like to do that in person, you know what I mean? And in my own way. So when Kobe passed, when all these people pass, you're never going to see a rest in peace thing from me, but I'm always going to do something that means something special to me and to somebody else, right? Even if it's just a prayer. But because I'm a card collector and I had several Kobe Bryant rookie cards, and because I coach high school basketball too, and I had several basketball players, one specifically, my young guy Nate, who was a Kobe fanatic. When Kobe passed away, the next day I gave Kobe all my Kobe cards to Nate. I gave it to him. You know what I mean? And this was at a time where I know his value in the card. That didn't mean nothing to me. It meant more to me that I see my little homie crying off somebody, you know, this idol who's bigger than life, who means something to him. You know what I mean? Because he's a hooper and that's who he idolizes. So I said, hey, these Kobe cards going to mean more to you and inspire you more than they'll ever. Kobe's done what he's done for me. I can study Kobe the way I study Kobe and learn from him. But those cards, so now he's keeping those cards so safe. He's never going to sell them. They mean something to him. So hopefully, I don't care if he sells them. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that dollar means something to him if he do sell them one day. But that's my Kobe story on the GOAT and what I did with all my Kobe rookies too. I looked for all of them and I gave them all away, bro. Just you know what I mean? Yeah.
I have a rookie that I think is a worth something and it's in real good condition because I kept it in. It's a Joker rookie signed to.
Oh, and those are rare, bro. Joker rookies, and that's from 15-16, right?
Yeah.
Because he wasn't in a lot of products in 15-16. It was hard to find Joker, man.
Yeah, that's his pride and joy. One of them right there. Yeah.
I can tell by that smile. For sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to get with Lil Pac, man, too, man, and get all the little packs, man. You got a little group over there.
Yeah, I got 4. I got a 12-year-old boy, a 9-year-old boy, a 6-year-old boy, and a 4-year-old girl.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's big right there.
So I'm trying. I got a lot of help too, though. I got a wonderful, wonderful partner, the lady by my side who nothing. I gave a shout out to the community that made me. My lady has been with me through a difficult divorce and custody battle with my older 2. And you know what I mean? She walked me through life. I wouldn't be able to be on this microphone right now if it wasn't for her. There wouldn't be no RPS if it wasn't for our women who hold down more than just a home. They hold down our mental capacity more than they will ever know, even though we drive them crazy.
And like we talk about, man, I know we keep going, but still, I gotta mention this because you so genuine about it, man. As well as first and foremost, need to mention my wife and she letting her allow me and Rome to do our thing as well. Because if it wasn't for the things you just named, man, it'll be a lot harder or impossible. But also to piggyback that and go into talking about women in the space, man, there's a whole lot of dope people out there, dope women, dope females that need to get their love, and you made it a point to make that emphasis on what you do, man, and I commend you for that, as well as I'm right along with you, man. I'm that person that it's equal opportunity all across every board. You know, we all created equally.
All created equal.
All of us, every last one of us. And so to piggyback that as well with how I go about on just thinking, bro, and just really just conceptualizing things is like, my saying is 9 or 99. I don't care how old you are. If I can learn something from you, I'm gonna soak it up like a sponge, and I'm gonna listen to you like you professor whoever. You know, that's that's the mentality that molds people that want to win, and winning in life is being a good person, man, doing good things, and it can be as simple as that.
I think that's important that you said that, because another thing that comes to mind, and I think we know, but I think as we get older, we'll understand more, is to slow down. You know what I mean? We're always in a rush, especially when you're young, when you roam, and when Rome gets to be a teenager and a young adult, we think we got to do things so fast and hurry up, and you know what I mean, and be perfect. And but man, that foundation is what it's about: taking care of yourself, making sure you're happy, you're healthy, and from there the people around you, and then man, just putting smiles on people's faces, man. That's what it's about. Everything else you want and you love gonna come from that and with that. Yeah, Mike Jones says shout out to all the hobby wives and the hobby collectors, the women collectors, about a year and a half ago, as well as any type of minority in the hobby. When we talk about minorities in the hobby, yes, black people are minorities in the hobby. Yes, women are minorities in the hobby. In today's mainstream hobby, children are still a minority in the hobby. But then there are also people who collect certain things or certain products who get looked down upon. To me, those are minorities in the hobby. If we're talking about minorities in the hobby, people who don't feel represented, people who have something to share, people who have value to add. You know what I mean? And that's what this platform is for, bro. That's why the energy brought us together. You know what I mean? And the women in the hobby, one thing that one thing that I love seeing, and a lot of them told me a while back, was all they need is the space. They can advocate for themselves. They don't need us. That's
Nah,
not the thing here. It's not we're not saying women in the hobby we're not the ones carrying this flame. The women are running this. They're in the front
yeah,
fully. It's just our job to move out the way. It's
yep.
our job to move out the way and allow them to do what they need to do, because we know as men in the home, when we allow the women to do what they need to do, everything's better.
Oh yeah,
Literally.
for
They're
sure.
creators. We can't
Everybody,
create in the way the women can. You know what I mean? So
oh, the greatest creation of them all, for sure, definitely.
in every way possible. You know what I'm saying? In every way possible. And that's what the hobby has yet to see and absorb. But those days are here. They're here, and we have a brighter future for everyone in the hobby. And thank you for everybody helping to build these communities, these inclusive communities where we can see each other and see others and feel welcome and learn something that we may not have known. Man, a white lady in the hobby taught me more about my culture in the hobby than any history teacher I've had, than any relative I've had. Her name is Sydney Dick at Giant Legends. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give flowers where flowers is due. You can learn from anyone. I've learned more about my history and my culture from someone who is not black. And via trading cards too. She made it make sense to me via trading cards when people couldn't make it make sense to me with certain books or certain things. You know what I mean? She made it fun for me. And now I collect these same people who I admire and I didn't know anything about. They're historic for more ways than one. So shout out to any and everybody who got some knowledge to share.
We pulled this at Eddie's house. We got a Miles Turner rookie.
A Miles a patch?
Yeah,
Miles Turner. Yeah, Miles Turner a beast too.
yeah, man. That's what's up, man. Well, I look forward to everything, bro. To the future, man. It's big, man. We rocking with you as you know, with you guys, and we rocking with everybody, man. We look to continue to clash the hobby and the culture, the collective with the collectors,
Yeah.
golden collector, show your slab, all of us, RPS, everybody we named before, man. It's we looking forward to the future, man. It's bright. It's bright.
It's real bright. Everybody make sure y'all go follow the PullMyCard on Instagram. Give them a follow. Tune in. You definitely gonna see more of us in the future. Rome, man, enjoy your New Year's. Enjoy your New Year. Jay, appreciate you. Love y'all. Love to see y'all, man. Really appreciate y'all. Rome, make sure you go tell somebody you love them when you get off of here, whether it's not a text message either. All right, tell pops, tell moms, tell your sister that you love them. I appreciate y'all for real, and I'm gonna holla at y'all. I already know pops gonna hit me in the morning.
Oh, love, bro, love.
Love. Thank you everybody for joining. We'll see y'all later. What you got there, Rome? What's that last one? Hold on, I seen the slab. What's that?
So we pulled this, like somebody actually gave this to us at the Dallas car show.
What? Do you remember who gave it to you?
Nah, I don't remember.
We'll find it. We'll find
it. Person.
But that's that hobby love. When I was a kid, man, my LCS and certain people at the flea market used to bless me too. That's what the hobby is about. That's what it's about. So thank you for sharing, Rome. Hey, man, I look up to you, Rome. You important, bro. We need you. You somebody special, bro. Thank you for giving your time. You could have been doing anything else, but you was here with me today. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir, man. Love, bro. Appreciate you. We're gonna talk soon. You already know. Early.
Earlier.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, y'all go.
Boy.